This is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Thank you for attending this presentation. This is a Government Veteran Administration VA foreclosure. The VA listing date was, I believe, 4 days ago. So in the next few days, we expect 5 to 10 offers from various individuals within our network and the other parts of the US who are pursuing this very unique high value foreclosures in Virginia Beach. So this property is listed at 127,500, 3 bedroom, 3 bath. Is a townhouse, 1,307 square foot, and it is located in Virginia Beach. So let me go through my usual protocol. And the reason why I picked this area is because of a vast military concentration, population of active duty soldiers and ex-military veterans from all 4 branches of the service, as well as military retirees who are living in this area, and also civilian government workers. Many of them work in this area, as well as regular people. They have jobs in the local economy. So this is called the Hampton Road, Virginia area. And if you look at my newsletter in more detail, you will see this is a very vibrant area. And so I suspect, I would suspect perhaps 50% of, you have a 50% probability of obtaining a active duty military tenant. All right, so nevertheless, in the past has been a very good rental market and will continue to be, because active duty military individuals of the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and even Coast Guard, they need place to rent on a consistent basis. So the vacancy rate is very, very low, and the tenants typically are the best tenants there is, no matter how you look at it, because military tenant, that's the way it is. All right. Okay, so Virginia Beach is again is located. It's a very good location, as you can see. Norfolk Naval Base, Virginia Beach, Marine Corps Base close by, Chesapeake, Hampton, Newport News, right? This neck of the woods have approximately, I don't know, 2 million people in population in this metro. So very vibrant, a lot of economic activities, and good, a lot of potentially government foreclosures available. All right, so with that said, let's go over the property itself. Let's go over the 20 pictures. This is the exterior. It's a townhouse, 1,300 square foot. And let's look at the condition. Most VA certified government foreclosure properties are very high quality, relatively new, so the maintenance and upkeep down the road could be very minimal compared to other type of regular investment properties in other markets. All right, so this is the kitchen. Let's look at, I know visually you can't really tell everything, but it's a good start. And yeah, it's not the most modern furnishing, but it'll do. It'll become a good rental. All right, nice and bright, everything bright color. If this is, there's quite a few of rug. Some of you may want to spend some money and change the rug and paint the wall a little bit. So I suspect maybe let's project around $5,000 into the cosmetic repair that you may have to do if your submission of this property is accepted. Then you go through the inspection, subject the conditions of approval of the inspection report after the submission and acceptance of the offer by the seller, which is the Veteran Administration. Make sense? All right, so continue. Everything looks good so far, except the rug. A little bit of, definitely though, that definitely needs to replace the rug. But nevertheless, we have to assume the foundation, electrical system, the roof has been upgraded. If not, the inspection report will reflect that, and you as a potential buyer will have to make some decisions whether to move forward after the inspection or not. If you decide not to move forward, the protocol is you can cancel anytime, no repercussions is foreseen. Is done. All right, so 12. Okay, this is one of the bedroom. Yes, need some cleaning, painting on the wall, but otherwise, I mean, it's a good foundation. It's okay. A lot of very spacious first floor, second floor, kitchen. The backyard, not the best backyard. There's a hooch here. I don't know why. This is a some sort of a storage room. May need to be demolished. The backyard may need some help. I don't know. It all depends on the owner investor after you close escrow. So you have to determine what you want to do. But yeah, well, not the best looking, but not the worst either. All right, so let's proceed. Let's look at the some of the descriptions. It says a centrally located townhouse, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and let me see what else. Yep, need some tender loving care, right? Need some TLC. No HOA, which is good. So this property is eligible for 5% down Vendee financing for any investors who qualifies. No other conditions. Okay, a very, very high value asset. Townhouse built 1982. The square lot is not very large. The backyard 2,600 square foot. So let me see what else we can find. The typical foreclosures are at least 10 to 20% below the comps in the neighborhood. So you have a chance to purchase some undervalued asset in addition to positive cash flow with a mere 5% down, which is mind-boggling. So this VA foreclosure program is one of the top secret real estate investment program in history. Okay, let me see what else I need to go over. I will go over the cash flow analysis momentarily, of course. And yeah, everything looks good. The monthly debt obligations is very reasonable. The projected rent is around $1,300 almost. Virginia Beach is a very desirable place to live, to rent, long-term for investors. And the school rating is pretty decent, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 3 out of 10. You pretty much expected it. And it's a seller's market. The projection appreciation, who knows whether that may come true or not, around 4%. The home value zero predict for next year, which is pretty nice, but I would not put any stock in, nobody is can wave a magic wand. We cannot, nobody can predict the future, obviously. So, all right, so let me see what else. Let's look at the rent-o-meter research. I have pulled this property and the surrounding areas within 3 miles, 3-bedroom, and within the past 12 months. It indicates that there were 89 of the homes in this 3-mile radius was rented, and it's all reflected down here. And you can see, so based on this research with the local rental market within the 3-mile radius, I feel extremely confident that the rental activity, the tenant acquisition, not only right now but in the future, will be very, very attractive, very low risk investment, because as I mentioned earlier, the Hampton Road, Southern Virginia, this area is a very, very, very stable real estate market due to the tremendous concentration of military installations here. So yeah, you look at the 1,300 square foot, typically you get rent for $1,400. So the rent is very strong, and so you should feel good about that. All right, so with that in mind, let's go over the pro forma, the first year projection, or the cash flow analysis, if you will. The listing price is $127,500. You put 5% down, Vendee financing, assuming you qualify, would be a mere $6,375. Mind-boggling. Closing costs around $3,000, and your rehab costs around $5,000. That's pretty reasonable. So your total initial out of pocket is a shade over 15 grand, which is amazing. What other investment you could just risk only 15 grand to purchase a potentially $127,000 income producing long-term growth asset with cash flow and potential equity appreciation potential down the road for years to come. All right, so $1,300 monthly gross rent reduced by the 5% vacancy factor that we put in. We have to make the numbers very realistic. We do not want to mislead any prospective investors, but this is just a projection, right? It's not a guarantee of any result for now or in the future. Do your own additional research and due diligence. As always, property taxes is quite low, less than 1% of the purchase price, so it makes the cash flow really good. Property insurance, a mere $45. 10% property management fee of the rent, gross rent, which is $124. And then maintenance factor, typically we project 5% of the rent will be your unforeseen maintenance that will come to you on an annual basis, I suppose. All right, so in terms of financial indicators, all these numbers seems to meet my criteria and expectation, and hopefully yours as well. Mainly that the rent to value ratio is 1%, which is good. Capitalization rate is 8.6%, which is very high. The benchmark is a mere 6%. So how you define capitalization rate is your total purchase price divided by your annual debt obligations. Your annual debt obligations, excluding the mortgage, would be the total of this expenses right here. So whatever the annual of here, which is right here, right? You just add up all these numbers divided by the purchase price, 127K, equal simply the capitalization rate, 8.6. All right, and cash on cash return very strong, 24%. This means cash on cash return means at 24%, you're going to recoup your original investment in about 4 years, right? 24 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24. Because you know how I could validate that, because your annual net cash flow is a whopping $314 per month, which is a very good positive cash flow, giving you only putting 5% down instead of typically 25% down payment on a usual investment property purchase. But we're not talking about traditional investment property purchases. We're talking about VA foreclosure, one of the top secret under the radar investment program in the country, in which I'm the expert. All right, I digress. So your annual net cash flow is almost 4,000, right? So you divide that by your initial down payment, initial cash invested total of 15 grand gives you 24% cash on cash return, which is, suffice to say, is very attractive. Okay, monthly net cash flow 314. So that's really good. And your 90% loan to value, your Vendee Financing loan is only at a rate of 4.25%, as opposed to a traditional investment loan. You probably have to pay 5.5% loan. So this loan is very low, give you more cash flow. So all the numbers really are very, very good. So let me close this out. Then we can conclude this. Before I conclude this, let me go over the recap. The recap here is in order to qualify to enter this purchase program. Oh, yeah, before I do that, let me go over another recap of the Southern Virginia, Hampton Road area, as I mentioned. Here it is. Hampton Roads consists of the following cities: Hampton, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Newport News, Suffolk, and Chesapeake, Virginia. And the following naval bases here are Norfolk Naval Base, largest naval base in the US, even larger than San Diego, even larger than Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Newport News, local area shipbuilding. They're building the next generation of aircraft carriers, the Ford class. Now the Ford class is almost operational. And then the under construction is USS Enterprise and USS John F. Kennedy is the new Ford class under construction in the next 5 to 10 years. So every aircraft carrier that are being constructed at Newport News, they require about 10,000 full-time workers. So it just goes to show you how vibrant this economy is here in Southern Virginia. Oceana Naval Air Station is a carrier-based fighter squadrons that are assigned to each aircraft carrier. Langley Air Force Base. Then there are the Marine Corps Base, Joint Expedition Base, which many Navy SEALs are located, and they train there all the time. U.S. Army Fort Eustis locally, and also 2 U.S. Coast Guard bases. So finally, in order for you to qualify to enter this unique program, here are the the conditions, if you will. Conditions are you must. This is not for newbies. You must have at least 2 years of past documented rental property ownership experience. Not only that, to enter our program, you're required to pay me $1,997 per property as an additional consultation fee per property, non-refundable, because I will need time to guide you to facilitate each VA foreclosure purchase action plan. And of course, once you pay our fee, you become one of my clients, then you will quickly go through Vendee Financing approval process. It'll take a few more days. After that, we work together to help you submit offers on these types of property, not necessarily in this market, but we have several real estate markets with respect to VA foreclosures, as you may know. All right, that's all I have to say. That's it. Thank you so much for attending. This is Seewing Yee from the Real Estate Network. I will see you on the other side. Look forward to talking to you. Please, if you are serious, if you're motivated, please reach out to me so we can do a consultation. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.